Hello guys, it is Dolphinia YT here, and today we are going to be ranking every film I saw in 2019 from the worst to the best. So, I saw a lot of films last year. Funny enough, 19. And so I thought I'd take advantage of this and rank them all. Yes, waterness. This is our meme for the day. Alright. So, let's not waste any time and let's just get into this. Number 19, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This movie is just... That's what I think of that movie. So, first off, it makes literally no sense at all. There is zero consistency to this film. And there is seriously... it is not entertaining in the slightest. I was bored watching a Godzilla movie. I was waiting for the film to end. Yes, I am not kidding about that. Now, are the monster sequences cool? Yes, I agree there. But, oh my gosh, the script. Let's move on. Number 18, Rambo, Last Blood. Now, there were a few things I liked about this movie, I guess, on its own, is okay for somewhere in the middle of the year. But it is so unnecessarily violent and gory. And yes, I know it's rated R. I am not blind to that. But so were the original 3 Rambo films. Yet they were not that gory. This film doesn't focus on ending the franchise properly, and focuses more on just going full out, ripping out hearts. It is just so graphic, and loses so much of its audience. Now, does this film have some cool scenes? Yes. I think there are some very entertaining moments. And follow the lights! But, other than that, this movie is just a... Did ice just fall out of my... Never mind. Number 17. Okay. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. This movie is, again, just a... Now, I'm gonna get out of the way what I did like about this movie. There were tons of entertaining sequences, like I did really like some of the Palpatine scenes and a few of the battles, but they're all cool but illogical, and that defines the entire movie. Cool but illogical. It doesn't give any respect to the original trilogy. It has so much fan service. And it tries really hard to undo what The Last Jedi did, but it only undoes The Last Jedi and doesn't make a good film. It forgets about that. Now, once again, there were some really cool scenes that I enjoyed. Cool, but illogical. Some of the saber fights are really good. Finn felt a lot better in this film. Same with Poe. I never really liked Finn until Rise of Skywalker. And that's about it. This film's script is also incredibly bad. And it's not as bad as episode 2's script, but dear goodness. Number 16, The Lego Movie. The second is it called Second Brick or Second Part? I think someone in a comment section said Second Brick. It's actually Second Part. Dang it, Warner Brothers, you missed your opportunity. I have to change my list now. Anyways, this film's humor works well, but it can't decide what it wants to be. Whether it wants to be an extremely dark Mad Max ripoff or a bright and colorful whatever world, or if it wants to be this vibrant but intense dark world with tons of mixes of colors. That sounded really weird. It can't decide what it wants to be. Whether it wants to be this really dark film or really light or somewhere in the middle or just be like the Lego Movie Part 1. It does not know. And also, I don't like how it just turned into a musical out of nowhere. Like, is it fun? Yes. But is it pointless? Definitely yes. Now, some of the songs are pretty good, actually. In fact, actually, like, Everything's Not Awesome more than Everything Is Awesome, but this film fails in trying to create a great sequel. And what's disappointing about this film is that it was 5 years after the original. I had to wait 5 years for this to come out. I was expecting for an awesome sequel that would take me away and shock me. It did not do that. However, I did like a lot of the Chris Pratt stuff, and a lot of the humor did work. So I'm just going to move on. Number 15. A whole new Alaadin. But is it really a whole new one? No, it is not. This is not a whole new world. This is a whole rip-off world. I don't know. This film, it's good, but it's good because the original was good. This film is just a rip-off of the original. Now, is it cool seeing it in live action? Yes. I did enjoy it for that. But it didn't feel necessary. This film was entertaining but didn't need to exist. And the weekend I was gonna see this, I had two things happening. I had this movie to see and meeting Jeff Goldblum and Billy D. Williams. And I was more excited for the Jeff and Billy D. thing than this film. Which is kind of obvious for any film, but still, random point. Oh, this chair. Yes, I know my background is really broken. You're gonna have to get used to that. Anyways, number 14, Men in Black International. Now, I really enjoyed this movie. There were tons of good moments, and from this point on, I enjoyed all of the films here. We're out of the ones that are either just bad or meh, but this film felt pointless. It didn't really add anything. it just continued the story, and I did like it. But here's one thing that bothers me is it just feels generic. There's nothing unique to it. And I think this one is a lot better than Men in Black 2, but Men in Black 2 was at least very unique and had a lot different to it. But this one is just plain. But that's all I really have to criticize it. The rest of it is awesome. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson have a lot of chemistry together, and I enjoy seeing them on screen. Liam Neeson is a great actor, and I enjoyed all the stuff with his character. And another thing I have to say is, while Pawn, whatever his name is, Pawnee, at times he can be extremely funny, but at others he just feels like a mildly better version of Jar Jar Binks. So, yeah. Number 13, The Secret Life of Pets 2. I enjoyed this movie. I know some people in my family didn't, but I personally had fun with it. The only real issue with it is how the stories just diverge into 2 randomly, or 3. However many, I haven't seen this film in a while, but there wasn't really a lot there. But other than that, this film was pretty enjoyable. It delivered a lot of fun moments, and the characters are very memorable. I love Harrison Ford's his wolf character, what's his name, Rooster. He was very fun, and I had a very good time with the third act. Even though it was very stupid, it was very fun to watch. And now, next up on our list, this is going to be extremely controversial. And I'm okay with that. Let's go, people. For Captain Marvel. I personally really liked this movie. I know a lot of people hate on it, and that's okay. I can understand where you're coming from. Brie Larson is very... yeah, that sums her up, but yeah. Other than that, though, one of my criticisms really is that Captain Marvel doesn't have a lot of personality. She has a little bit, but sometimes she can just be expressionless. She feels like a machine, and a lot of this film, it felt like it was trying to be Terminator 2, and I guess Captain Marvel did a good job at that. Captain Marvel is the T8. I almost said T1000. No. Captain Marvel is the T800 confirmed. Get on that one, Matt Pat. You better make that. Captain Marvel is a Terminator. Make it now. Okay. But other than that, this film had so many enjoyable moments. I loved the 90s setting and how they incorporated a lot of the 90s music into it. It felt a lot like Guardians of the Galaxy, which I guess it is a prequel to Guardians of the Galaxy, so yay! Yeah. And a lot of the action sequences were very entertaining. I liked how they didn't go full-on feminist with Captain Marvel, which I was kind of scared that they were going to do that. But I'm very glad that they didn't. And so, yeah, that is Captain Marvel. Number 11. Frozen 2. This movie wasn't as good as the first one, but was still very fun to watch. The characters feel better than they ever were. The soundtrack is 20 times. Lost in the Woods is probably one of the best Disney songs, behind ones like A Whole New World and all of the best ones. You guys know what the best ones are in your... You know what they are. Anyways, that's all I really have to say about this film. I almost thought it was gonna be... Okay. A lot of the consequences, they feel really low for this film. I don't know why I said a lot of the consequences. There were none, really. There a lot of them hit. Oh, this is going to happen? Nope, it's fine. Oh, this is that, and this is very bad. Nope, we're good. That's all, though. That Frozen 2 is pretty good. Number 10, Jumanji: The Next Level. Welcome to the jungle, everybody. This film was very enjoyable, and that's all I have to say about it. There's nothing really incredible, great about it, but the characters feel very entertaining. I'm trying to say a lot about every film, but some of them, my opinions are just pretty basic. I can hear my dad laughing in the background. I don't know if he's laughing at the show he's listening to or laughing at my really bad job trying to explain why I like these films. Anyways, number 9, Shazam! This film was very good. What's his name? Zachary Levi or something? He portrayed the character of Billy Batson so well. It felt like it was a 15-year-old trying to be an adult. And he got it just right, and the film itself was just very enjoyable. There are a lot of DC films that I did not like from the DCEU. Like, it's kind of difficult. I have a lot to criticize about the modern DC films, but it's mostly because I'm scarred by Batman v Superman, and, well, you know, I'm not allowed to say this word on YouTube, but the Sewer Slide Squad. There you go. I am not I can't even I'm a child. Never mind. I'm trying to sound really cool, but I'm actually just a stupid person. But that's okay. Number 8, Blinded by the Light. I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan, and so I had a real good time watching this. The characters feel so relatable and very entertaining to see. And the school just feels so accurate to something you'd see in today. Even though it was set in the 1980s, the school itself just feels relatable. Not just the characters, but the school itself. It just feels real. And that's what made it great. And a lot of the banter between the dad and... I forgot the main character's name. Is I haven't seen this movie in a long time. Whatever his name was, they have a lot of good scenes together, and yeah. Number 7. So these are the films that I loved. Number 7, Detective Pikachu. This film, I don't remember if it did really well, but I hope it did, because this film was very entertaining. It set up this whole new Pokemon universe that I hope they expand on, because there is just so much to tell. I love how they portray all the different Pokemons, and it has a very ridiculous plot, and it's exactly the ridiculous plot you'd want from a Pokemon movie. Ryan Reynolds, I was very skeptical about Deadpool playing Pikachu. When I heard about that, I was like, what? But, yeah. I enjoyed Detective Pikachu, and I am incapable of doing this review. Anyways, so Detective Pikachu. What was I saying? Ryan Reynolds, yes. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds killed it as Pikachu. I did not expect him to do that good at it. Even though he's an amazing actor, I just couldn't see him pulling off a Pikachu, but I was wrong. And, yeah. Just like that. Number 6. Yesterday. So this one is about a guy who gets hit by a bus and conveniently power shuts down to the world, and everyone forgets about the Beatles, but he remembers them, and he steals all their music. And it is a very entertaining film, especially if you're a big Beatles fan like me, and you understand all the references. It's very entertaining. And I love how they try to incorporate what people would do modern days if these songs were created today. And there were some amazing recreations of the songs. And the characters are very relatable and entertaining. And yep. It's been a while since I've seen this film. I saw it yesterday. So, yeah. Anyways, we are now going into our top 5. Let me know what your favorite films of last year were, or maybe if you could rank them all. Who knows, maybe you saw way too many. I know there are some people who saw like 130 last year, so I have no way of knowing. So leave that down in the comments, and let's like this video if you're enjoying it, and if you want me to continue this sort of video, if you want me to do more rankings. Gosh, why am I trying to sound cool? Stop it. You are very stupid. Okay, make sure you don't subscribe and dislike the video, and type in the comments, Joshua, you are a stupid child, and you have no idea what you're talking about, because you are 100% correct. Number 5. Spiderman does whatever Far From Home can. So, Spider-Man Far From Home. This film, I really loved it. This is probably my second favorite Spider-Man film. Not quite as good as Spider-Man 2 from the Sam Raimi trilogy, but still very great. And it feels once again, I was about to say I've said this on camera. No, I haven't. This is my first video on this. Tom Holland is my personal favorite Spider-Man. Even though I think the Sam Raimi films are better, I think his Spider-Man is the best one. And yeah, Spider-Man is portrayed very well. I felt MJ was a large step up from Liz. And while Mysterio was very great. And I love a lot of the twists and turns that this film takes. and the final action sequences of Spider-Man trying desperately to stop all of these things while trying to protect his friends. It is such an entertaining experience, and this film seriously tricks you. Even though I was kind of expecting it, because I haven't read them. Everyone knows the comics at this point, if you know anything about Marvel, so I'm kind of going into this knowing part of the twist, but not, I liked what they did and what they added to them, so yay! Spider-Man Far From Home was great. Number 4, Midway. Midway is so spectacular. It is a very entertaining portrayal of World War II. They start the film off really well, and yeah. A lot of the characters are so well written and so watchable that this film might actually be my favorite World War II movie. And the action sequences are very great, and they remind me of Independence Day in a way. I think the director directed Independence. I don't. That's probably completely wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm right or not. So, anyways, we are now entering the top 3 best movies of 2019. Are you ready for this? Let's go. Number 3, Toy Story 4. This movie was incredible. I cannot put it into words. Tom Hanks gives probably his best performance as Woody ever. Same with Annie Potts. She does an incredible job at portraying Bo Peep in this film. And I'm sorry, I have to acknowledge my tablet. Anyways, this film, the humor works very well, and while I didn't enjoy it as much as the original, I think it is the second best out of the entire series, and one of my favorite Pixar films, for sure. Now, the ending for the film literally made me cry. I very rarely cry in theaters for films. Like, it is an extreme rarity. I actually came out emotional. I'm able to handle very sad scenes usually. But not that time. So yeah. Now we're in the top 2. This may not surprise you, but let's get into it. Number 2. Ford versus Ferrari. This film, yes. Hey guys, we're making a new film. Go watch the film. Okay. This film works for me on so many levels. It has some of the greatest racing scenes I've ever seen. And the characters are so likable and feel like real people. Probably because they are real people, but whatever. Matt Damon's performance as the Shelby dude is outstanding, and Christian Bale's portrayal of Kevin, what's his name, is even better. And it tells such an inspiring story that has so many emotional moments along the way and great character moments. This film worked for me. very well. And this one also got me kind of teary. Not as teary as the next one on the list, but a little bit. Alright. Now we're at the number 1 best movie of the year. And in my opinion, probably one of my favorite films of all time. And you guys, you should have known this as soon as you came in here. As soon as you clicked on this video, you knew what number 1 was going to be. Don't lie. Can everyone just type it in the comments what you think was my favorite film of the year, and was also currently my 15th favorite film of all time. Yeah, no, that had to be obvious. Okay, fine. This film was out. Okay, in case you aren't familiar with that perfect score, Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame has moments that are instantly iconic. Some of my favorite scenes ever. It perfectly wraps up the entire saga with a satisfying conclusion that Star Wars Rise of Skywalker desperately tried to recreate but failed. But I already talked about that earlier. Avengers Endgame worked for me incredibly well. Robert Downey Jr. gives probably his best performance ever as Iron Man. And you have to watch the movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it now. No, click off the... You better click off the video immediately. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, turtles. I should have said dolphins, but whatever. My channel. So yeah. That is every film I've seen in 2019 ranked. Let me know what was your favorite film of last year and your least favorite film of last year. And I will see you guys next time. What did I do?